This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we're out here hooking you up with the best of the best interviews. And today we have another guest. So, guest, please introduce yourself.
My name is Itemere. I'm a journalist and also a content creator.
So, like, when did your journey in journalism start? Is it something that you wanted to do while you are young, or the interest just came up as you are an adult?
Okay, I'll give you a brief history. Uh, I really wanted to be a journalist ever since class 6, but before class 6, I really wanted to be either a lawyer or something bigger. But then when I got to class 6, I started I really wanted to be a journalist in future. So from class 6, I've been working on being a journalist until today. So when in campus, first in campus, Multimedia University of Kenya. So that is when I went into radio, the school radio, that is the community radio. And I developed more interest in journalism. So I began my training. That is just training. I was doing reports, news, and all that. That's where I was training. And then when I got to third year, then I started getting other bodies, other radios, other community radios to work with, other people to work with, and then that's where I went into radio. So I first got my opportunity in campus when I was in third year. That is radio.
So like how was the experience just studying and also working, and now you are seeing that because it's usually hard for some people even after they get out of uni, they still can't get a job, but you got it while you started getting opportunities while you are third year. So how was it the experience at that time?
Okay, I always say one thing that I always say, and I'll keep on telling people whenever I get a chance or an opportunity, is that you have to take any anything that comes to you when it comes to, ukisikia kama kuna job mahali ama kama kuna ile tu job ya kufanya bila kulipwa, how is it called?
They say exposure.
Volunteer.
Yeah.
Any chance, when you get any chance to volunteer in a media house or your area of interest, just do it. So I volunteered when I was in campus. I volunteered at MMU Radio. That I was doing late night show from 4 p.m. Yeah, not 4 p.m. 10 p.m. to 1. So that is saa 4 usiku to saa 7. I was doing late night show. Through that was just volunteering. I'm volunteering. I'm sacrificing my sleep to that. So it's through that I started getting chances and opportunities to volunteer in other places and also get small jobs in other places. Through that is where I through my show, the late night show, I met different people who were coming to the show. I interviewed them, I hosted them well, and they saw some capabilities in me, and that's how I got connections and got other things. So my experience has been so well. I got to learn a few things here and there. I got to learn how to deal with different people with different personalities, because I got to know how to interview different people from different fields. Because one, the same way you interview a celebrity is not the same way you interview an upcoming. So I have really learned a lot. I've also, at my level, I have also interviewed some international leaders, and I never believed that I could reach at this point where I can be able to interview international leaders. So I think my experience has been so well, and yeah, I thank God for that.
When you look back, the interviews that you have done, what can you say maybe was one of your best interviews? You can just mention some names.
Okay, one of my best interview, I just did it like 2 or 3 days ago, and I can see it's the best interview because to me, before I did that interview, it was I saw it as a hard interview because I had never interviewed an international person or an international leader at that level. But then I managed. So that interview was with the president, a certain political figure from Madagascar, that is the head of Judo Federation African, the president of African Judo Games, who is currently in Kenya for official judo games, which are supposed to start tomorrow, to begin tomorrow. So I had an interview with him yesterday, and it was the best, because initially nilikuwa nadhani maybe he's a kind of person who won't like some questions, or who their personalities is a little bit hard, but I did it, and I thank God it was one of my best interviews.
Now, I also want to know, like, how do you deal with guests who they try to show you maybe an attitude? So how do you deal with such guests?
Okay, first of all, when you're interviewing someone who is trying to show you an attitude, you have to bring a level solo. You don't have also to show your attitude. But lakini, before you begin an interview, you have to agree. I always ask my guests, are you comfortable with Swahili or English? Which kind of questions are you not comfortable with? Are you comfortable with personal questions or extreme personal questions? And most of them, you realize, if they're celebrities, they don't like personal questions. And also, there are questions that if you ask someone, obviously atakuonyesha moods. Everyone always wants to be seen as someone who has made it or is making it in life. So ukijaribu kumodegrade in an interview, they will try to show you both. But if that happens, wanajirudisha chini kabisa, so that tusikuwe na attitudes at the same level. Yeah.
So you've also done YouTube, and I know that maybe you try to communicate with these artists. Do you maybe get turned down by an artist you want to maybe interview, or a personality you want to interview? And how do you deal with that?
So many times, so many times. Imagine when I'm looking for my YouTube content, I do a show called Personal Diary on my YouTube channel. And mostly, in very many occasions, I've been turned down by public figures, and also like sometimes unaangalia content yako and then unasema, forget this person, this content will sell, or it will be a good for my channel, or a boost for my channel, and such kind of things. But then you DM them and they don't answer. You DM them and they tell you, what they tell you is that I hope one day we'll meet in this too. Most people have told me that, and sometimes back ilikuwa inani drain, I mean, and bring down, but nowadays I don't look at it. If you accept an interview, well and good. If you don't accept, well and good, because I understand that Ikama is a beach. Maybe sometimes you will need me, because everyone has their days of glory. Na inafika siku tu wewe pia siku moja umefanya interview moja na imeenda viral. You don't have to give up, keep doing interviews. Aujui ni gani itakutoa. Unaweza kuwa tu umekaa hivi siku moja na unaona kuna interview yangu moja ina trend pale Twitter, and then that's a glory day. So those people who are not supporting you, they come back to you and they're like, oh, this is my friend, I used to sit with him, I used to stay with them, I used to do what and what. But friends don't support. Not all friends will support you. Others, I can tell you, I send links to people who don't open. I I I ask friends for support who don't do that, but I know that one day they will appreciate that, or they will remember that I once sent my link. So yeah, being turned down by people for an interview, it has happened and it's still happening. Hata najua leo nime DM moja and I know maybe they'll turn down. So it's a normal thing.
There is this trend that maybe, let's say you have done a story on YouTube, and then you air that story. Has it ever happened to you that now somebody is calling you and they're telling you to take it down? Has it ever happened to you?
Yeah. Okay, mostly I do my own stories, my own original stories. I don't like user stories, and you just take it from a blog or something and then you post them. But I've worked with a media house, a small media house somewhere, and it used to happen to me also because we were dealing with YouTube. Unapata mtu anakuambia that is my content, anakupiga strike nini, but mkiongea kuna wale watu watakutolea hiyo strike, mtaelewana, na kuna wale watu ambao hawatakutolea hiyo strike. And then I remember there was a certain story that was trending on Twitter sometimes back around mwezi wa ngapi. It was a political story. I did that story, and on the comment section kuna mtu aliniambia take it down because inahusu kazini yake, but I didn't take it down. I just niliambia tu the manager. I don't know what the manager did, the manager that I was working under. So sijui kitu manager alifanya.
Another thing in the content creation space, YouTube, even in TikTok, is that if you are not consistent, people can easily forget you. So how are you able to manage to be consistent?
Okay, for sure, consistency is something that is so hard to keep up with. But I always try as much as I can, as much as I'm busy with the company job. I always tell myself that what if one day unajua kazi si yangu, so what if one day nipoteze hiyo kazi? I will come back to my channel because this is what I love, and this is what I love doing with passion. So consistency, I do it like I always know that on Monday to Friday I'm at work and I'm busy. So on weekends I try as much as I can to get at least one content. If I don't post one content, that means ninaweza weka reel ama anything to just keep my channel on toes. But ile ya kupost every day, at least every day imenishinda. Maybe if I just be free kabisa 100%, nitaweza manage, but currently imenishinda.
And you also have the Bella Classic collection. So how did this even come about? How did you think of it?
Okay, ni zile tu hustles za campus. I used to do a lot in campus. Nilikuwa najaribu tu, mara nauza nguo, mara nauza viatu, mara nauza, yani tu ile kitu yoyote angalau yenye nitaweza kupata some extra coins to sustain me. So Bella Classic collection, I began selling. I used to call it Bella Thrift Hub before the Classic collection. So nilikuwa tu nauza nguo za mtumba, naenda pale Gikomba na kota nguo, naenda kuuzia mabeshte zangu kampo, nguo za mtumba, earrings and all that, anything that deals with the girls. And after last year around deck, I decided to shift from Bella Thrift Hub to Bella Classic collection, because now thrift, that means ni thrifted clothes na thrifted stuffs. Sikuwa nataka kuendelea kuuza thrifted stuffs, nilikuwa nataka kuchanganya, so there was need for me also to rebrand the name. And yeah, I just came up with the Bella Classic collection. So Bella Classic collection, I sell squeezy, nauza sana viatu because it's readily available for me. But nimeacha kuuza nguo kidogo na uza viatu. Nguo zilikuwa zinanipea some losses, ama kama ni profit hazikupatii profit poa, so nikaamua kuacha kidogo.
So we are talking about a business, and everybody knows how a business is usually very demanding. You really need to be hands-on, and we are also talking about content creation. So I just want to know how you even balance these two things, because they are very demanding.
Exactly. Okay, when it comes to life, when you have no otherwise, then you have to work for it. When you really want to get something, then you have to go for it. Mimi, I have no otherwise. It's only me and me. I have no backup. Like, I have no one to rely on. So if I don't work extremely hard or extra harder, then that means kusurvive Nairobi, itabidi nirudi ushago. Kusurvive Nairobi itanishinda. So I always wake up very early in the morning on Mondays, very early in the morning, so that by 5:30 or by 6 niko Gikomba nachukua viatu. Nikirudi kwa nyumba, that is around 7, 8, na prepare kutoka kwenda job. That is nimekuja tu kwa nyumba, kama nitamanage kupiga zile viatu picha because I do it online. Kama nitamanage kupiga hizo viatu picha well and good, kama sita manage well and good, nitazipiga jioni. So nikirudi kwa nyumba that Monday na prepare naenda job, nikirudi jioni I'll make sure I create time, hata kama ni Monday jioni ama Tuesday jioni morning, nizipige picha for upload kwa my Instagram page or WhatsApp group ya hiyo business. And then hapa katikati nitakuwa job, then ikifika weekends, those people who had requested for the shoes or who had bought the shoes, because they know I sell, all my customers know that I sell them online, so everyone who had requested, so now when it comes to weekend, I arrange how I can meet them and deliver to them their stuffs. Yeah. And then when it comes to content creation, that is means Monday peke yake ndio mimi huenda soko. I make sure I get enough things to Friday, and then Monday to Friday I'm at work. Then on weekend, kama sina interviews za job, then that means I have to look for my YouTube content, but that needs a lot of lazima ukwe we mwenyewe ujitume kabisa, because utajiambia weekend, leo nimechoka, I'm not doing it for my YouTube channel, then let me just relax. But when you realize that you really have to get it, you just have to do it without telling yourself ati nimechoka and all that thing.
In this content creation game, like for you, what do you want to achieve? Maybe in 10 years or maybe in business. So just looking at the future, what do you want to achieve?
Okay, I'll start by my business. I want to grow my business in a way that it becomes an online, not online, so that it goes physical, so that I can get a shop and be selling there my shoes, like hata nikuwe nikiziproduce mwenyewe, the kind of shoes that I sell. Hiyo ndio my goal in life. Maybe after 5 years nikuwe na shop kubwa, or 10 years nikuwe na shop kubwa pale town or anywhere, nikuwe nikiziuza hata hadi international, the shoes. And then it comes to content creating. Currently I'm employed, and I also have my channel. So my main aim is to grow my channel in a way that I can now employ myself. I don't want to rely on employment for so long, because I think what I do, I can also do it on my channel. I still do interviews, I still do everything. So I think I can also do it on my channel. And maybe in 20 years or 15 years, I also want to have my own media house. Whether it's a community radio or somewhere or anywhere, I just want to have it so that I can as well give space to other people who are looking maybe for attachments, for trainings, because I have realized that in the media industry, looking for attachments and trainings is quite hard. So my main aim maybe after 20 years is to have that media house while just be giving people attachment and training for free.
You've talked about having a job, and we have also talked about the YouTube channel. Now, there are usually employers who, if you have a YouTube channel, they don't like it. They are thinking maybe you are taking away listeners and audience from them. So how is it? Maybe is your boss receptive to this idea, or how did you guys reach a level where you can have your own channel and you can just do the regular work?
Okay, before I was employed, we had a discussion, and that was the question that I asked, because nilikuwa pia nimesikia bosses don't like it when you have your own channel. So I had a sober discussion with my boss, and I told him, this is what I want to do. This is my passion, and I also want to do it on my channel. So we agreed. Yes, alikuwa anaonekana kwamba kama mtu ambaye hakuwa comfortable nayo, but we agreed. You know, at the end of the day, it's just communication. So we agreed that as much as I'll also be creating my own channel, I'll also be working on my channel. I'm not supposed to do the same content I do on my channel ya job. Sifai kufanya kwa channel yangu, so that isikae ni kama I'm competing with the company. Yeah, so nikifanya kama mimi nafanya human interest stories, kama kampuni inafanya a lot of human interest stories, then I have to look for something else that I can do.
Yeah. So as we are finishing up, I want you to, the things that you have just from your experience, the things that you have noted in the industry, you can just explain to give guys who are starting out an advice. Guys who are pursuing media, they are in university right now, or they are just fresh graduates. What can you tell them?
Okay, I think I always tell people one thing. When you get a chance to interact with people and of the higher hierarchy, or if you get a chance to just to work somewhere, even without payment, take it. If you are a parent, I always tell everyone in the media industry, ama wale students ambao mupatana nao shuleni ama nini, when they are looking for attachment or and so on, nilikuwa nawaambia, don't go for attachment. You see, students always have this mentality that if it's attachment, you have to go to a very non-media house. It's not the thing. Okay, it's an adapt, but it's not always the thing. If you get a chance to go somewhere where you can just train and get what you want, get the just get everything that you want. Just go there and get it. It doesn't matter whether it's a community radio or an international media house. Start from where you are, and also if you get a chance to volunteer somewhere, I always say, hata kama ndio umetoka shule last year ama kama ndio umetoka tu shule juzi, you don't have a job yet, usikae tu hapo ukisema kwamba you can't do it, or just because you need money. Yes, everyone needs money right now, but pia wewe angalia, if your parent is able and if your parent is quite able and very patient with you, and your parent can support you in a year or some few months as you volunteer there, penye unajua hapa kuna possibilities za mimi to make connections and get something else, do it. If your parent can pay your rent, buy you food for the time being for a period of 6 months, and you get a chance to volunteer somewhere, just do it. Because volunteering is so important. You never know who is watching, or you never know who is listening. I am where I am because of volunteering. I mean, I'm working in an international media house because of the power of volunteering. I've interacted and met people that I never thought that I would meet them at this age because of volunteering. So every time I always tell people that if you get a chance to volunteer at Citizen TV or Citizen Radio, go there. If you have a show, usione tu mgeni mwenye amekuja kwa show kama mtu hivi. Those people can give you connections. Mgeni mwenye alikuja kwa show yangu pale Multimedia University Radio is the mgeni mwenye alinipatia connections to work with Radio R Germany. And that's where I am right now. So, alafu pia kitu ambacho ningependa kuambia watu ni kwamba anza na ulicho nacho. Ajira hazipatikani, zinatengezwa. Tengeneza uwezo wako uwe mkubwa kiasi kwamba fursa haziwezi kukupita. Yeah, make yourself train, ujipatie, do some research. Hata kama you are not interested in political media ama political journalism, do some research. Shinda Twitter, you'll know a few things. Kama you are not interested with entertainment journalism, just do some research. You never know. Tengeneza uwezo wako uwe mkubwa kiasi kwamba fursa yoyote ikija haiwezi kukupita. Kama even if you don't have any interest in camera work, just go there, train. You never know. Ukipata fursa ya kuwa mtangazaji, una make sure kwamba at least uko na uwezo wa kuwa mtangazaji. Ukipata fursa ya kuwa mtu wa cameraman, una make sure kwamba at least una hicho kipaji ama unajua kutumia kamera. Tengeneza uwezo wako uwe mkubwa kiasi kwamba fursa haziwezi kukupita.
Thank you so much for giving me a time. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.